Hey y'all, how are you doing? I'm doing great. My husband finally got a lock on that gate. Hey, y'all hear that? I'm doing great. My husband got a lock on that gate. I told him that I didn't really want to wait because out in here in these streets, all the kids and we meet looking through the peephole, trying to control what I got going on in my soul. But my God is higher. I don't bow to nobody. I don't call nobody sire. Anyway, y'all not ready for these wrongs on the real. But what's up, y'all? I'm having a decent day. We didn't have any Karens or Kens today, but they probably lurking. My husband, so I told you yesterday, I put up this little mirror that said, "I see you," with a smiley face, and my husband swears that when he put the lock on, the mirror broke, and so he had to throw it away. But I feel like in my soul, he just didn't want me to be petty, so he got rid of my mirror. But I'm gonna let him think that I believe that he broke my mirror. When he hears this, shout out to my husband. He's gonna be like, "No, babe, it really did fall off." Because I had that mirror up there. I wasn't playing with them people. Like, I'm documenting this. If you want to see the video, it is on my YouTube at Love and Marriage. It is on my Instagram. Because if something go down, like, people will know that these people pushed me. They pushed me. But yeah, other than that, they didn't do nothing today. So it's okay. It's a decent day. We're getting more progress on our deck and stuff, that these people are so obsessed with seeing. I mean, shoot, man, I need to start doing something really interesting in my backyard because these people are just dying to know what I got back there. Shoot. But anyway, other than that, there was a Republican debate today, I'm sure. I know I saw that earlier. Let's see. 5 Republican hopefuls faced off tonight in Miami. I don't know if anybody's saying anything amazing about it. They were sharply divided on whether to raise the retirement age for Social Security. Of course, you'll be 80 before you can retire anymore. 3 people have been arrested and charged in connection with running a high-end brothels in Boston area and Virginia, whose clients allegedly included military officers and elected officials. Shocker. I mean, we live in a sex-filled country. It's not shocking. Here are where the candidates stand on the Israel-Hamas war. Ron DeSantis, I would tell Bibi, finish the job once and for all with these butchers. And Bibi, he means Netanyahu. Chrissy said, America is here no matter what it is you need, Chrissy said to Israel. So, I don't know what everybody else said because it cut off. Donald Trump, of course, did not attend the debate. The Lakers lost today to Houston, 128-94. They got blown out by the Rockets. Ron DeSantis honed in on Trump not being at the debate. I mean, Trump's not coming to the debate. As the candidates weighed in on whether they would reform Social Security, Chris Christie proposed raising the retirement age and cutting off high earners from accessing Social Security. He said it was established as a safety net program to make sure that no one would grow old in this country in poverty. Rich people should not be collecting Social Security. And then Nikki Haley noted about her abortion stance. She said, I don't judge anyone for being pro-choice, and I don't want anyone to judge me for being pro-life. We don't need to divide America on this issue anymore. Yeah, right. That's like Harry Potter land. People will always be divided on that issue. So this abortion was the most discussed topic at 8 minutes. Economy 7 minutes. Ukraine 6 minutes. Fentanyl 6 minutes. And China 6 minutes. In Trump's voice, China. I feel like economy should have been number one. Ivanka Trump took the witness stand today in the civil fraud case against her father. She said she was not privy to her father's finances. And she probably wasn't, because I don't know how much money my mama got. So my kids don't know how much I got. So that I can say she probably was right. Ron DeSantis said, if someone in the drug cartels is sneaking fentanyl across the border when I'm president, that's going to be the last thing they do. We're going to shoot them stone cold dead. I think it's pretty funny since he wears lifts in his shoes. He sounds like he got big time little man syndrome. L.A. Reid is sued over alleged sexual assault and sexual harassment by a former music executive. L.A. Reid about to be Me Too'd. That ain't good. That ain't good, but that ain't shocking. Tim Scott says he wants a national abortion ban with 15 weeks. After that, that's the end of that. Let's see, majority of them just talked about. I mean, debates is debates. I get they try to get you riled up for whatever, but let's be clear. Do any of these people ever really follow through with everything they promise and say they're gonna do? No, they don't. Tyler Perry is trending. Let's see why. His BET shows. SAG-AFTRA has reached a tentative deal with the studios after 118 days of striking, the longest actor strike in history. So they approved a deal to end the strike. I wonder if they got what they wanted with the AI stuff. Because I was about to say, just go ahead and put AIs in the movies. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm not opposed to AIs replacing all the actors. I feel like when you see an AI, their emotions just so gritty. And they can cry on cue. They can sweat on cue. It's like, nice. That's just me. A crazy girl. Alright, let's see what else we got going on. They also got a 3-year deal. Heinz Ketchup will release pickle ketchup in 2024. I'll try it. I'm not crazy about like pickles. I like them sometimes, but I'll try it. Can't be that different, can it? New studies say marijuana use puts daily users at an increased risk for heart problems and stroke. Mariah Carey's sister gave an update on her life. Let's see what she's saying.
I wish I could replace them, but I just don't have the money. So this is where I stand. It's almost impossible to get things done without teeth. That's all I really have to say. Hi.
So Mariah Carey, she was saying that the sister, she said she don't have teeth and she wish she could replace them. Somebody said we have to stop normalizing family members feeling entitled to someone's income. Someone said my dad had like 5 teeth the last 20 years of his life and they missed no meals. Old people will tear a whole meal up with 3 teeth in their mouth. A whole meal. But no, I think that Mariah Carey has helped her sister plenty of times. But yeah, no. You know how it is when people have drug addictions and trying to help them. It's sometimes to no avail. The Met Gala theme has been revealed. The theme is Sleeping Beauty's Reawakening Fashion. So I'm sure we'll see a lot of interesting weirdness. Serena Williams receives the 2023 Fashion Icon Award. I still can't see it, but I'm trying to figure out if Serena Williams got her boobies done, because those things are huge. I mean, I know she just had a baby, but somebody said I'm confused because we've been telling her to fire her stylist and glam squad all year. I said the same thing. I'm like, did she pay somebody for this award? And I love Serena, but come on. Somebody said her eyebrows make me mad every time. Somebody said they gave her the word because her fashion while playing tennis. Now Serena does have cute tennis outfits, so if that's the case, okay. Somebody said I love Serena, but she and fashion shouldn't be in the same sentence. Yeah, I'm shocked. So if it's for her tennis outfits though, yeah, some people are seeing the new boobies because them boobies wasn't always there, but maybe the baby gave it to him. I don't know. Kel Mitchell from Kenan and Kel is reportedly hospitalized in Los Angeles. And I'm just going to say, I think it was all that orange pop he used to drink back in the day. And for all you guys who don't know what pop is, it's soda. Some of you people say it, but I say pop. And I will say pop for the rest of my life. But I think he just drank too much orange pop for real. Let's see what else we got going on. Nothing crazy happened today, so that's, I want to say, a good thing. Yeah. We're still standing, y'all. We are still standing. Let's get into these Reddits. So my sister is interested in talking to some guy. And I'm going to say this because she never listens to my podcast. So that's what you get. But I told her she better do that background check. So she did a background check. So, because I practice what I preach. Anybody that I know that's dating, I'm like, you better do a background check. Alright, let's get into these Reddit. What massively improved your mental health? Me, you have to prioritize yourself. But somebody said sleep. Quit teaching high school. Got divorced. So much less stress. I finally quit smoking. I could not teach kids. Knowing it's okay to leave some people behind. Putting a stop to my social media use. Substituting reading for my time spent there. With books, I've completed 6 books. It sucks that how well it works. I used to hate my mom telling me that exercise will reduce my depression, but she was absolutely right. The issue is that when you're really depressed, it's the last thing you feel like doing, but nothing else has been as much positive. I definitely work out a lot. I have to. It keeps me sane. nature. People still overlook the simple things, and it's hard for many to find nature where they live. Yeah, nature is big for me. I love swimming. Like, I love to swim. That's a big stress relief for me. Just floating. It's just nice. What's the worst piece of tech you've ever owned? Probably, shoot, the Zoom, the Microsoft Zoom, because it was just so hard to use, loading all that crap on there. Somebody said every printer I've owned. I hate printers. Absolutely hate them. A smart toaster. It was smart enough to burn it. Printers are coming up a lot. Amazon Fire kids. What a complete waste of crap, someone said. The original Furby. I never got into those things. An Android tablet from the now defunct Borders bookstore. Remember when they came out with them Kindle tablets and all them tablets? But I do still got me an Android tablet. It still works. BlackBerry Storm. I loved my BlackBerry though. I'd give anything to have push buttons. Women of Reddit, what's your worst experience with a medical professional who dismissed you just because you're a woman? I definitely always go back to when I was pregnant with my second son, and the doctor told me I'd had gas, and he just gave me some pills for gas. And luckily, because I always knew I was pregnant really early, so I never could pass a pregnancy test because I always knew I was pregnant fast. You know, that's one reason I got my tubes tied, because I was very fertile. But yeah, eventually I just went in and got a blood test, and I was pregnant because, like I said, I always knew I was right away. Somebody said my appendix ruptured when I was 12. PC primary care physician sent me into the ER for appendicitis. The nurse in the ER refused to treat me unless I told her how I got pregnant. I kept telling her I wasn't. My mom kept trying to get any other staff to listen and check me, but the nurse wouldn't let anyone else check me. I was in the ER for 12 hours until the shift changed, and then the new staff panicked and got me into surgery. That's crazy. That should be a lawsuit for real. I was experiencing breast pain, so I went to get checked out. After a scan, I was told there was no visible issue and that it was possibly a side effect of birth control. When I asked the doctor if I was going to have to live with it, he said, well, you're getting on a bit. You think you should be coming off of birth control anyway. And she was only 27. Went to the doctor with fatigue, nausea, and abdominal pain. He insisted I get a pregnancy test before proceeding with the diagnosis. Despite me telling him I had not had sex in a year, sent me to get labs done and asked me to come back in a month if the problem persisted. Came back a month later, took some more lab tests, same message. After a year, the lab tech pulled me to the side and asked if I was okay because this is my 11th pregnancy test in a year. The doctor had refused to try anything else, and he pregnancy tested me without telling me. Switched to a female doctor who promptly received she had PCOS. Crazy. And PCOS is a thing that a lot of women are just now finding out they have, because it's kind of like it's kind of like just not unheard of, like being tired, being all this stuff, fatigued. It's just, you know, especially if you're a mom, you just think you chalk it up to being a mom or whatever. But I'm glad a lot of women are understanding and learning about that. Somebody said when I was 12, my arm really started hurting. I was getting fevers and was in great pain. My mom finally brought me to a local orthopedist so he can check me out for quite some time. He just said, she's a whiny fat girl trying to avoid school and sports. One day, Mom had enough and almost yeeted the guy across the room and demanded an x-ray scan. Turns out it was a cancer eating my bone away. Dang, man. That's messed up. How did you find out your partner was cheating on you? She studied at different schools at the time. I was on a school trip in a nearby city. I went to a pizza place to eat and found her in line kissing a guy from her school, holding hands and hugging each other. Funny thing is that she knew I was on a school trip there. She was either too dumb or she just didn't care. And they didn't notice that I was there and they weren't worth the scene, and I was kind of hungry. So I approached from behind and quietly whispered hi to her in the ear while she was hugging another guy. She went pale and flew away. Days later, met her, give her all her stuff, and she tried to blame me. At the time, I was young and religious, so I wanted to wait until I was married for sex. My girlfriend was religious too, but she didn't want to wait, and it caused some friction between us. She had a fresh box of condoms to use in case she got me to change my mind. I was out of town for work for about a month, and when I returned, I saw her right away and stayed the night. I opened the drawer to the nightstand to get a phone charger and found the box of condoms open, and some were missing. It's always that box of condoms. I don't know what it is about that box of condoms. It's almost like a fresh box of condoms. It's like candy to some people. You just have to use one. I don't know what it is about that box of condoms. It's wild though. I walked into her riding my best friend right before I was leaving town for a family emergency. Dang, dude. Other dude messaged me. They were co-workers at the pizza shop. Effing hell, I helped her get the job. He thought they were dating because she stopped having me walk her there to pick her up. Found out we were still dating and he told me. Found a post on her computer and missed connections on Craigslist trying to connect with guys she hooked up with. Went out of town. Dang. She's a horn toad trying to get Craigslist hookups. This was years ago, but I came home early and the bee fell out of our bedroom window trying to escape. Luckily, I have a good, different guy now. Dang, y'all. She suddenly pretended that we never dated and acted confused when I asked her about it. Turns out she already had a boyfriend and I wasn't even the other guy. I was the third guy. Wow. Play it. I went through his phone. I saw dudes and sex tapes of different women. The infections I was getting started making sense. I was getting them from him. You think? Okay. I'm glad she finally figured out that those STDs just didn't pop up from riding her bike every day. Let's go ahead and get into some story times. And first story time is this guy. He needs an award. And I'll start off by saying my husband, he knows what he's doing. But for all you blokes out there that have no clue what y'all doing, listen up.
Let's talk real for a second, right? I was talking to my homegirl just now, and she was like, I think I'm gay. And I said, why'd you say that for? Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but why? She said, because whenever I have sex with a man, I don't come or orgasm through penetration. And I just give it a raw ass answer. I'm like, yo, a lot of time women don't come or orgasm through penetration because the dude didn't put his due diligence in. There's nothing better than having that foreplay. The foreplay is what really sets the tone for the entire session. When that man takes his time, he kisses your neck, your lips, he massages you, he gives you that contact that's needed to start getting your mind wandering. Because once you get the mind right, the body gonna follow. Kissing the feet, the thighs, going down to the clit, kiss the lips, both sets. Things like that gets you ready. His tone of voice, him getting real low, like, do you like that? Like, getting that vibe you're getting, right? Now, on the opposite end, a lot of y'all are messing with dudes who will spit on their hand, put it on their dick, and then put it inside you rough and dry, and then expect you to get wet along the way. So now you're getting dry dick, you getting hella friction, you sitting there uncomfortable, and you waiting for it to end. What do you expect to happen? An amazing orgasm? No, you're gonna sit there uncomfortable, hoping that, yo, get off me. When's it gonna end? So please, don't just say you don't come from penetration. Say the dudes you've been messing with ain't been doing it right.
Wow. Don't kiss my feet though. That don't do nothing for me. I don't like wet feet. The feet thing.
You know how they say don't talk to your friends about your spouse? I also think you shouldn't talk to your spouse about your friends. I'm in a predicament because I made this mistake. I've been on a campaign to get my friends to come visit. We've lived in this house for 7 years. I have yet to have any of my friends come visit just the Central Ohio in general, but literally come to my house. Not one friend. Now on the flip side, my husband's had his best friend has been here many, many times, and their whole family. They are our family best friends. So as a family, we are best friends with that family. They've been here a million times. So this is just this is a preface so you understand where my husband is coming from when I tell you the rest of the story. I've been, saying it back and forth for, it feels like a million years. Come visit, please come visit. We love to have you, blah, 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 to my friends. Now it's at a point where my husband is like, please stop. They're not invited anymore. Because I have been literally heartbroken over the fact that these people who I think are my friends, right, haven't even tried to come see me, see my family. Now, here's the flip side of it also. I have traveled to see my friends. I'm literally always the one that travels to my friends. And he's sick of it. I'm a little tired of it too. That's a lot of time and money, but I when you say you're my friend, I'm gonna come see you if I can. I'm gonna make the effort. So because he sees his wife doing this, going out of her way to go visit with her friends, to be in her friends' spaces if they invite her, like changing work commitments, and not really changing work commitments, but like if I'm going to be in a place for work and they're flying me there and I know I'm near a friend, I will extend my stay to go spend time with my friend, even if it's just a later flight so I can go to lunch with them. That's who I am. So after him observing me doing all of this, me taking friendship very seriously, it's a relationship. I take it very seriously. If you say that I'm your friend or I'm your best friend, or I mean something to you, I make the effort to spend time with you, period, because that's important. And that's how I was raised. My mom has like 4 best friends, and that's what they do and did. So he's like, they're not invited anymore. Y'all, he said they're not welcome in my house. What am I supposed to do? I mean, he has a valid point. They haven't put in the effort. We've extended the invitation over and over again. He's even said it to a couple of my friends, and he's like, I don't want that energy in the home. They can't even. The other day he joked. He's like, they can't even sit on the porch. I don't even want them on the porch. Like, he's rescinding the invitation. It feels like a vampire story. He's rescinding the invitation. So, like, what do I do? What do I say? What do I say to these people? And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. But also, how do I What if they finally decide to show up? It's funny to me, but this is all my fault because I talked about my friends to my husband. So I give you this long story just to remind you that if you have issues, qualms, whatever with your friends, if they're making you feel some type of way, go to your friends. Stop telling your partner, because your partner rides for you. So when they see those people in public, they won't be able to control their face. If you have a spouse like mine, they won't be able to control their face. He's over it. He's completely over it. And I love that for me. I'm not gonna lie. I really love that for me. But anyway, I have to resend invitations to these people that haven't visited. So, if you have any ideas of how I'm supposed to do that, just let me know.
If they ain't came in 7 years, they not coming, number one. Number two, you were annoying. She was annoying me. And if your friends ain't came to see you in 7 years, I mean, why haven't they came to see you in 7 years? That's the number one question. I mean, if you take this long to tell a story, that's probably why they don't come, because you're going to put them to sleep. But no husband can step between a real friendship, a real sisterhood. Like, my husband knows I get mad at my sister's people all the time, but I mean, at the end of the day, and vice versa, he has issues with his family, but I know they're gonna make up. Like, you can't, as a spouse, be like, I don't want them over because they were mean to you. Like, just because they didn't come to your house, like, so what? How does that affect your marriage? Like, and especially since she's going to see them and they haven't came, she seemed like she's the annoying friend. Sorry. Not sorry.
So it's been over a week, and while people are still arguing in my comments over Teresa Graves and Whitney Houston, I too, like you, would like to know what was on that note that Whitney Houston passed to Brandy that day. Whatever it was, Whitney found it to be important enough to interrupt the interview. It was Brandy, Clive Davis, and Monica being interviewed by Entertainment News, or is it E! Entertainment News? They were being interviewed. Whitney Houston interrupted the interview. Before she handed the note to Brandy, she mumbled to Monica that she's been swimming up to 2 hours a day. Now, my thoughts is maybe she's saying this to indicate that she's in really good physical shape. Or maybe she is just rambling. I don't know.
It's my dad. I'll see you later. I'll see you later. Mom, come see her. Come say hi to Uncle. Come say hi to your dad, okay? Come say hi to your dad.
You just gotta love Monica. Monica looked at Whitney and said, "Why are you wet?" And Whitney looked at her and said, "I've been swimming." And Monica said, "Again?" Like, so apparently it must have been some conversation previous to this one about Whitney. Maybe her hair was wet and she told her that she'd been swimming. Whatever it was, Monica was clearly concerned. And then right after that, Whitney hands Brandy the note. Now, it has been speculation that the note was an apology to Brandy about Whitney's drug use and things of that nature, but that has never been confirmed. When E asked Brandy straight up, what did the note say? She just said, "I'm just going to keep it to myself." Which, okay, that's fair. But it's like all this time has gone by and I feel like we know nothing. Like, she really kept that to herself, y'all. Like, she didn't even give us any hints or clues. And it's so crazy to me because given the events that transpired 2 days after that, come on, Brandy, what did the note say? What do y'all think the note said?
So she's talking about right before Whitney Houston died in the tub or whatever, Clive Davis, they always had that hotel thing at the hotel for the Grammy people or whatever, and Whitney came up there and interrupted an interview that was with Monica and the singer Brandy, and Whitney handed Brandy a note, and then she was just saying she'd been swimming, and it's just strange that 2 days later she died in a tub, and the whole thing is strange. And yeah, she did hand Brandy a note, and maybe we'll have to wait until Brandy releases a memoir, because that's the only way we find out anything in this world.
I got kicked out of my boyfriend's dorm at 2 a.m. and I had to sleep in the car in 45-degree weather. Alright guys, get ready with me, except for I'm already half ready. I slept in my boyfriend's dorm before and I had no problem. Even my car outside, I had no problem. But for some reason, last night, me and him on that bed, his roommate on that bed, we're chilling, we're asleep. It's 2 a.m. Then I hear like a little knock. They knock again, I hear it again, and then I wake my boyfriend up and I'm like, babe, there's someone knocking on the door. He was like, no, it's like someone else's door. Usually we hear whenever someone else is opening their door. And so we hear it again, but it's like a loud knock. So his roommate gets up, opens the door. His hall monitor person comes in, like, is there anyone in here who's not supposed to be in here? And then my boyfriend's like, yeah. He didn't know I wasn't supposed to be in there, right? So he's like, all right, well, she's got to go or whatever. And so I'm like, what? Like, I thought it was like a dream. Like, I thought I was dreaming. Like, I was like, there's no way this is happening right now. Because, y'all, I've slept over here multiple times. Like, he said that they never check dorms. Like, they usually never check. I'm thinking they must have known I was here because my car's parked out there. I grabbed a blanket. I'm wearing a regular shirt, these pants. I grabbed a blanket, and I'm wearing, like, basically these shoes. I go outside my car, and I'm like, okay, well, fuck, I have to sleep in my car. I don't have anywhere to sleep. Like, you know, it's 2:30 a.m. I'm, like, not even awake, you know? So my boyfriend walks me down to my car. He has a game. He had a game the next day. He had to wake up.
I just went on a first date. And honestly, I am fucking traumatized. I'm traumatized. There's a reason why I'm feeling that way. So let me fucking tell you. I matched with a lady. Let's say her name is Priyanka. You know, just for anonymity. I matched with Priyanka. And I see her profile. I'm like, wow, what a cute lady. Very beautiful. So attractive. And she sends me a message. She goes, hello. How are you doing today? And I'm like, I'm fine. Thank you very much. How are you? And she's like, I'm good too. I said, your bio made me laugh. She said, thanks. You too. Her bio said, it's either this or an arranged marriage with the, emoji. So I thought it was funny and I responded to that. So she's talking about her family, she's talking about her roots, and we both have something in common that, you know, both of our families are from parts of India. Could you have guessed? We exchanged a few messages back and forth, and then she said, hey, you should text me. Let's get off this fucking app. And I said, say no more, lady. I will send a message to the 10-digit code that you have provided to me today. And I will message you. She said, sounds great. I look forward to it. So I text her. So we're texting for a couple of days. Things are pretty steady. I asked her to FaceTime me. We FaceTime. She was real. You must be thinking, Zogar, why do you say she's real? Why are you surprised? Because guess what? The last fucking date I went on, somebody didn't fucking look like their goddamn pictures. That's why. So I said, hey lady, we should FaceTime. And she said, okay, sounds good. She was real. While we're talking on FaceTime, she's telling me about her favorite foods. She's like, yeah, I love Indian food. I'm like, me too. What a coincidence. So then I was like, hey, let's grab Indian food. Let's do it. First date, bold move, right? Nothing can go wrong with just Indian food, right? Wrong. I plan to meet with Priyanka at 6:30 this evening. I show up 10 minutes early because I want to scope out the place, scope out the area, make sure there are no fucking serial killers around while I eat Indian food, okay? Walk back to my car, get on TikTok to kill a few minutes of time before I'm planning to meet Priyanka for our first date. She ends up texting me saying, "Hey, I'm here! Exclamation point, smiley face!" And then I respond, "No need to yell, lady. I'm on my way. I'm right here as well." She said, "Okay, I'll come meet you out front of the restaurant." I said, "Sounds good." So I see her and she looks great. I give her a hug. I'm like, "Hey, so glad we got to do this. I'm Zakir." She said, "Hi, I'm Priyanka. So glad we got to do this too." And she said, "Let's go on in." I held the door open and she was walking in front of me and she said, "Oh, this is where our table is." So we're walking towards our table and I'm just following her. And she then uses her hand and gestures like, "Oh, this is our table." And I see two people that are sitting at our table. I'm like, who's sitting at our table? And there's a table of 4 here. And she's like, "Oh, this is my mom and my dad." And I'm like, "Hello, how you doing? I was not prepared for this moment in life." There was no way that she had brought her mom and dad with her on the first date. I'm like, that's it. This is my arranged marriage. I cannot hide from this moment in time. My love life expired. There is officially an end date to my dating career. What is happening? So Priyanka's dad is sitting across from me at the table. Priyanka's mom is sitting to my right. Priyanka is sitting diagonally from me. And I could already tell that Priyanka's dad, for some reason or another, does not like that I'm here. Or even he's here. And he looks at me and he says, "So I see that you're interested in my daughter." And I'm like, "Hello, uncle. Actually, we met on Bumble and she made the first move and sent a message to me, so I think it's a little bit mutual." He said, "Okay, what do you do for work?" And I'm like, "Please don't say TikTok. Please don't say TikTok. Please don't say TikTok." I tell him what I do for work, and right as I'm about to say my profession, he goes, "Are you a doctor?" And I'm like, he caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting him to cut me off. And I said, "No." He said, "Are you a lawyer?" I said, "No." He said, "Do you have any form of medical school degree?" I said, "No." He said, "Then what do you do?" I'm like, oh my God, is this an interrogation room or a date? I wasn't even sure. So I tell him what I do for work and also mention that I do content creation on the side. And he looks at me with a very stern face, like, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I don't think this is going well at all." He said, "Can you call your parents to come join us?" I said, "What? Bro, I can't." I said, first, no, because they're not local. And second of all, I thought this was a fucking date with me and Priyanka. Had no idea that the parents were going to come involved and were going to arguably set up an arranged marriage on the first date. So I told him, I was like, "Oh, so sorry, like my parents aren't nearby and they won't be able to make it." So then he said, "Okay, our time here is done. Priyanka, let's go." And Priyanka gets up, her mom gets up, the dad gets up, and they all are walking out of the restaurant. I was like, what just happened? I thought it was, what? So I haven't heard from Priyanka. I don't know what is happening. So I thought I'd tell TikTok, and honestly, maybe it's a sign that things weren't going to work out. So, on to the next first date. Bye-bye. Ta-da.
I love how he goes in and out of his American/Indian accent. I'm not mad at her bringing her parents on her first date. I feel like if you are at that stage in your life where you're ready for marriage, I'm not mad at that. Especially if your parents are like going to be highly involved in your marriage, and clearly it seems like they're going to be, but I'm not mad at that, honestly. I mean, I know me though. I wouldn't like anybody my son picked, so I'd be so biased, so there's that. But I like you guys, and I'll be back tomorrow. How about that?